Hey guys, and welcome to level 5 of Let's Play Jurassic Park Trespasser. This is the lab. Grab our guns from this box here.
10 shots.
Come here, you.
Around 10. Around 10. 8 left.
Now this door, of course, comes out at the end of the cut Pine Valley level. And you can see now we're in a very deciduous area, much higher above sea level than the beginning of the game. And we'll continue going upward towards the end of the game. Another Rex up ahead, but as long as we can keep away from the Triceratops he's bound to, shouldn't have too much trouble. Looks like he's already taken him down while we were busy gabbing. You can see he doesn't take much notice of us. That was a bit of a trek, but now we are at the docks. This is the main shipment area for Site B, as Hammond will shortly tell us. Here's another one of those silly little buses. Now we can search it and find a silenced Ep.5, but I think we'll stick with what we've got. Also a VP70 here, not much better. As you can see, there's the symbol for the lab. Dino DNA. Now here's the first puzzle of the area. This level has a lot of little puzzles like this, much like the town, and because of that it's probably my second favorite level. You can see we've got a keypad right here, but we don't know the combination. Now if you just turn around, you can see 1018. You might think, oh well, that's pretty simple. But no, 1018 does not actually work, because this key code is written on the sign for bus drivers who have forgotten the password. Therefore, they would look in their driver side mirror and see 8101. So that is our combination. 8101. Doesn't seem like very good security on InGen's part.
Eight shots.
So, we want to go to the lab, which is up this road here. But to do that, we're going to need to find a green keycard somewhere amongst the docks.
The main harbor for Site B.
Oh, handy. White keycard just laying here by the reader. However, there's nothing in here but a Mac 10.
8 shots. Seven. 6. 4.
Oh. Almost broke the world there.
That's it. Around 10. 9.
Come here, you.
5.
Much like the town, ammunition isn't really a big
The
concern in
smells
this
of
level.
salt water and gasoline.
Huh. Well, command. We'll be coming back to that later.
8 left.
Like I was saying, much like the town, ammunition is a big concern because there are a metric fuck ton of guns lying around. Most of them in these two warehouses over there. This also follows the town structure of having to get a keycard, but having to get multiple other keycards to get that keycard. Now the door here is locked, so we're gonna have to go in through the window.
7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2.
Come here, you. Got that?
4 bullets.
4 shots. We'll drop that and take yet another crappy silenced Ep.5.
It hasn't been used.
But it's better than nothing. And there honestly aren't that many raptors in this area. Here's kind of the main dock administration building. There's not too much in here. A couple empty conference rooms. A room with some boxes just lying there. Now, we don't want to go to the exit because we actually want to go up to floor 2. Also, these bathrooms here were designed to look identical to the ones at the DreamWorks Interactive office, the developers of this game, who are now one of the many divisions of EA.
2 German technicians were accused of conspiring to walk out with crucial research materials.
The doors on the second floor are a little sticky for some reason. Not quite
They
sure what
planned to
causes that.
breach the main computer vault and remove some of the data stored there. No proof was ever found.
You see there, H. Goraf, espionage. Well, you probably can't read it on your end. This is just a list of all sorts of misdemeanors. But on the other side here, you can see...
Cards in the Atlantic. Good luck. Amateurs.
So, you might think, oh well, I guess we gotta jump in the ocean and swim around a bit. However, for those of you familiar with the Jurassic Park lore, you'll know that the Cinco Muertes are located off the west coast of Costa Rica, and therefore smack dab in the Pacific. This is another puzzle, and a very simple one if you took a look around on the way here. Could have sworn there's a gun up here too. Can hear a raptor sniffing around out there.
Feels full.
There's also another Rex in this area. The Rexes kind of lose their ability to scare you off with
from the end of the world.
after the first few, because there's far too many of them in this game, and they're not particularly threatening. Oh, that wasn't a raptor sniffing around. That was a stegosaur, just standing there, shuffling. Now, what happened to you? I'm not actually sure what triggered this. He might have been crushed by the door, but this is kind of what happens when raptors spawn in buildings with lots of physics objects. I've previously found that raptor over here crushed by a bunch of boxes, so clearly something's going on.
8 shots.
Now, there are all sorts of jumping and shit you can do up there, but it's mostly just for guns. However, there's also another green keycard up there. Unfortunately, the scripting has been removed on it, so it doesn't actually work. I guess that was originally another way for you to get the keycard, if you couldn't figure out the puzzle. But then they stripped it out. Now, before we head back to where we need to go, we're going to check out the dock. If I can remember exactly where it is, just over here. You can see there's still a ship docked. Well, would have been docked if there was still water. I'm not quite sure why the water has pulled back. Presumably it used to come all the way up to these docks, but I don't think tides account for this much loss, so much as they didn't want to render water here.
Hasn't been used.
The Emily was a tug for bringing in the bigger freighters. Occasionally we took it out to observe specimens from offshore, or to sweep the tide for traces of our operation.
Now we gotta kind of lower this with bullets. It's the only way to get up
It
here.
was scuttled in 1989 as a quarantine measure soon after I gave the government my testimony.
And
Hey,
there's no
left.
keycards or anything up here, but there are some handy guns.
Feels full.
Actually, we'll just take the
Hasn't been used.
drum magazine
8
one.
left.
And now we've got to go all the way back to where we came in. So, just shoot our way
Hasn't
off.
been used. Eight shots.
And then I will see you there. And here we are, back at the entrance where all the shipping crates are. If you were paying attention when I walked through this area earlier, you might have noticed the Atlantic Transportation shipping crate.
Ow.
I'm sure you can figure out where we need to go now.
Eight shots.
Of course, to get into the Atlantic, we have to use that big old trailer we knocked over. Just drop our gun here.
Ow.
That's not nearly as close to the wall as it should be.
Feels about half. That's it.
That should be a bit better. Box stacking is never a fun aspect, especially when you have to manually do it. Okay, that should stay long enough for me to get up there. Alright, so now we should be able to hop up the lip. There's not really a surefire way to do this. You kind of keep jumping at it until you catch. And then we go in down here, and in this little puddle of water, we've got our keycard. And now we can get out of the harbor to the main part of the level. After all, this is the lab, not the harbor. I was gonna say trying to get down without taking damage, but kind of faffed that up. Now where did I put that shotgun? Because it'll come in handy.
8 shots.
And of course there was another one right there, so it wouldn't have mattered. Just stick our keycard here. And start our way up the path. It's a bit of a walk to the lab. You can see why they'd be using buses for this area. Looks like a raptor spotted us while I was heading up. Come on, buddy.
6.
Still no lab in sight. We still gotta go all the way around that corner. only assume that music key was meant to make this walk less tedious. But we're still not at the lab. Hey there, Triceratops, buddy. No Tyrannosaur trying to eat you this time. Not even a raptor around. Lucky you. And after quite a long walk, I wasn't joking about how far away this was, you can see the lab.
The main laboratory and administrative buildings. This was where we made our discovery, where the real magic trick happened. When they come to dig up our secrets, they'll come here. Site B was fully centralized and computer-controlled. The same design that became the Achilles heel of Jurassic Park.
The lab's got this kind of weird Mayan tile design. Anyhow, first we have to get into this building, using the back entrance here.
It was strange to move from the field, the hot sun, dirt on one's trouser cuffs,
What are you doing in
into
here?
the cool, stellar darkness of the lab.
Now, even in this area, we need to get more keycards. I like how the doors are so large you can't actually open them without hitting the toilet. And of course the elevators are busted.
Place looks mostly intact.
Now, to
The
even
sharp
get...
tang of the preservative chemicals, the coolness and hush of the stellar chamber, the daily ritual of decontamination. Diagnostics, communications, security, all ran through the computer. Accordingly, computer security was paramount, the tightest on the island.
As I was saying, to even get out of this building, we're going to need a purple keycard, which will also gain us access to the next building. Here's the decontamination shower, in case you get raptor DNA in your eyes. Not quite sure why the floor disappears there.
The centrifuge whirred night and day, the slow alchemy of genetic replication.
Not a particularly fancy-looking lab, considering they were bringing back animals from millions and millions of years ago. Little velociraptor incubators. Now, instead of finding a purple keycard, you can actually just take a shortcut here. You can see there's the raptor raising pens once they got big enough. Now, we could go in through that window, or we can get into the conference room, which normally you can't get to from the outside. Or from outside of the room, because these chairs are in the way.
The raptor preened itself, utterly confident of its right to be there, absolutely no consciousness that it was not the sovereign ruler of this earth.
Which has this handy M14.
3 left.
I forgot we still had the shotgun. Now, Hammond's office is up here. This is the administration's building. You can see we need the purple keycard here too.
Come on, Hammond. It's your office. Gotta be something here.
Hammond's office has the red keycard, which we need to get into the third building.
About 20.
It also has this password. We don't know what this is for yet, but it is handy to remember. Also got another Ruger. Don't really need the Ruger. M14 is probably better here.
Looks like 20.
Now, if I can remember where Nedry's office is, which is also in here. At least I think it's in here. I might be wrong. It might actually be in the next building. It's been a while since I played this level.
Looks like 20.
But we'll definitely know when we see it. Yeah, these are just closets.
About 20.
Now, of course, without the
Looks
purple
like
key
20.
card, we're not going to be able to get out the normal way. So we're going to have to go back out the window. Oh, jeez. Don't want to lose this thing. Come back here. Trying to slide away. I guess better take my gun out then.
Looks like 20.
This is a perfect example of why juggling the in-hand inventory is a bit of a problem. Alright, so we can either go out that window we came in.
Looks like 20.
Well, not the one we came in, but the one we were supposed to come in. Or we can go back out through Hammond's office. Now, trying to get out this one's a bit of a pain, because you have to crouch jump.
About 20.
And should be able to survive the fall.
About 20.
Yep. Alright. So now we just head over to the computer building.
Wait. If the data is still in here, I could conceivably be a very rich girl. All it takes is a modem.
Gotta love some ice cold soda.
We worked long into the night, feeling at times as if the whole of the earth had fallen away outside, leaving only the darkness, the work, the endless questioning into the past.
Now, you can probably barely see it, but right there, that piece of paper has an ASCII version of the Enterprise D on it from Next Generation. And up here we got another Enterprise. 2 months of bloody handprints. These are really weird cubicle offices because they're not actual cubicles, they're just little walls separating individual rooms. Here we've got some more ASCII art. We've got a frontal view of the Klingon bird of prey. And this one, you probably can't... I mean, I can barely tell what this is if I didn't already know. But this is Han and Chewbacca and Luke wearing his Stormtrooper armor. So, clearly the coders, both in the world and
I still believe
who made the
Nedry
game.
left himself a back door, something about the hobbits or God knows what.
Nedry, of course, is also a nerd. So you can see he's got a bunch of posters around here. Kandar, Swords of Kandar, Swords of Kandar 2. This is actually a hint. He's also got this fucking mace. Another somewhat usable
About
weapon.
20.
But Kandar, if you enter it into the keypad downstairs, is actually the password. 526327. Originally, it was believed that this was the only clue on the password, but then they thought, well, what if the player can't figure that out? So they put that keypad into or that piece of paper in Hammond's office.
About 20.
We gotta drop this. So if we put in 5, 2, 6, 3, 2, and 7. Oh, that one that didn't beep probably didn't actually count. There we go. Have to reset it. And voila. The Cray computer vault. Kind of weird that it has a keypad and a hand reader, even though you don't actually need the hand reader. And here it is, the Cray computer. There's actually 3 of them here. The Cray is a supercomputer from the 80s, one of the most powerful ever made at the time, and thus the idea of having 3 of them in one place is a bit ridiculous, considering how much that would cost, and how this would probably be the most powerful computing area there is. You can see here we've got a silly boot up sequence. Red, orange, yellow, green, blue, black, purple, and a bunch of buttons around. I never remember this off the top of my head, but it's pretty simple. There's the red. Red. Oh, I have to...
It was in the last days of genetic recovery, and at this point, nothing was certain. Was the DNA there? Could we bring it back? Up the well. It was 3 a.m. The room was strewn with soda cans, and for the 100th time, we ran the extraction sequence. Dennis, what are we looking at here? As Nedry typed, the world seemed to hold its breath, and for a moment we stood at the turning point between 2 great planetary eras. The million-year reign of man and the age of the dinosaurs. And then it opened up. The code read true. The barrier of time for an instant opened. Nedry and I stared into the monitor. Straight back through 65,000 centuries. All my life I'd waited for something great, something extraordinary.
Activated systems. Satellite uplink. Connected. Local transmitter down. Attempting connection to Mountain Top facility.
So now that we've got the Cray online, we can actually go up to the mountaintop and activate the radio transmitter up there and call for some help. See if I can get the raptor with the sniper. I don't know if he even followed me.
Around 10. 9. 8. 7.
Alright, well I guess we're gonna go all medieval on his ass. Since he doesn't want to follow us out there. Stop eating your bone. Ah. More effective than you thought it'd be, dude. Kinda sucks to be this raptor. I mean, he must have been trapped in here for a long time. I don't know how he's still alive. Either that or they just returned to their pens now the doors are unlocked. As a sort of nesting ground. Could have sworn we need to go out this door. Oh, have I trapped myself in here? I really hope not. Come on. I can probably get out if I can just get this barrel onto its proper bottom. For some reason it's stuck. Nope. Ah, damn it. I almost had it. And after much trial and error, I got over the wall. And this here's the end of the level. So that was level 5, the lab. We're closing in on the end of the game now. Only 3 more levels to go. And none of them have quite the amount of construction and such as these 2 levels. Still, I hope you return to see the conclusion of Jurassic Park Trespasser. I've been Shadefire, and I will see you next time.
Technicians and workmen crowded round the docks, fearing they might be left behind when the security ring collapsed. Armed guards stood watch.
And out here we've got the second Easter egg. Some of you might recognize this logo here. Just
7.
trying to hit it, it's a little bit of a pain.
4.
There we go. Now this isn't just for show. This Quake logo knows how to party. We're gonna show that off now. Come here, Mr. Raptor, I need to test something. This won't hurt for more than a moment. Yep, one good old smack will take down a raptor. But that's not all we can do with this old logo. That's right. This logo lusts for the blood of bigger prey. Come on now. Keep slapping at his ankles. Avast, he is slain. The logo triumphs over all. And that's the second and final Easter egg for this level. As I said, there's quite a few less of them now that we finished the town. Which is good because these levels are pretty long, and these videos subsequently are pretty long too. Anyhow, I'm Shadefire, and I'll see you next time.